Welcome to Study Loop.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for coming back. We are in Chapter 13 on Problem 8. So let's look at this problem. It looks confusing when we take a look at it, but let's try to break it down as we go through. So you take a sample of water that is at room temperature, in contact with air, and then you put it under a vacuum. So as soon as we see vacuum, we know we're going to be changing the pressure. All right, right away you see bubbles leave the water. So under a vacuum, we know that pressure is going down inside that cup of water. So here's our little cup of water. And it was at room temperature, and it's still at room temperature. But as the pressure goes down, gas solubility goes down. So now that we're thinking about that, let's read what's going on. So right away we see bubbles leave water. That's perfect. That's exactly what we should expect to see. As pressure goes down, gas solubility goes down. As you keep applying the vacuum, so we're going to keep putting the pressure down, more bubbles appear. A friend tells you the first bubbles were water vapors, and the low pressure has reduced the boiling point of water, causing the water to boil. Another friend tells you that the first bubbles were gas molecules from the air, oxygen, nitrogen, and so forth, that were dissolved in water. Which friend is most likely to be correct? So let's see. Which friend is most likely to be correct? I'd say the second one, because you have a friend that tells you the first bubbles were gas molecules from the air that were dissolved. And we know as pressure goes down, gas solubility goes down. So that's perfect. So the first bubbles from our air gases dissolved at atmospheric pressure that are now getting released under that new pressure. And the second batch of bubbles that we might see, what do you think that would be from? Oh, in fact, that's our next question. What is then responsible for the second batch of bubbles? So what do you think it is? I think the first friend might be right. We are now having water boil. As pressure goes down, so does the boiling point. So as the pressure in the vessel decreases, eventually the vapor pressure equals the external pressure and the water ends up boiling, simply because we lowered the pressure. So that's perfect. We ended up going over what was covered in section 4 of chapter 13.